All right. Whenever you are. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great.
Okay, all right. Here I am, and I have Lee Excel joining me. I'm just going to pop him in real quick. There he is, looking as fresh as always. Lee, do me a big solid. Go horizontal for me real quick. See if it go... That's kind of weird. Okay.
It is weird.
hanging out in the ride. That's okay. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna do this.
This isn't my usual ride.
Your usual ride. The L'Oreal mobile or what?
Well, I can't really disclose. It hasn't come out yet to the general public.
It'll probably be better if you go back to being horizontal or you vertical. There you go. Okay, we got you. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Vertical suits.
So, somehow, some way, Lee XL makes himself look good, regardless of whether the camera is horizontal or vertical. So, let me turn down.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you.
Hey, you betcha. You betcha. What are friends for, right? Okay. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, after such a long absence, welcome back to Squared Circle Pro Hangover. We're your hosts, Tyler Anderson. The internet knows me as Tyler Liger. I'm here with Lee XL. And the SCP Civil War has just begun. Shots were fired last night, Lee.
A lot of shots, very tense in that arena.
Yeah.
I mean, to be nice, to call it an arena, more of a cesspool of sadness.
Ooh.
It's a disgusting place. Everybody in there smells. It's not good to be in such close proximity, and I don't like how close the fans are. I feared for my life at one point, Tyler. There was a lovely crack-headed woman who kept coming near me and threatened violence, smelled of BO.
Ooh.
And I saw recently at an indie show that there was a wrestler they attempted to stab him.
Oh, what?
And yeah. And I kind of feared for the same reaction. Just from the stupidity of the fans that we have at SCP. But yeah, it was very tense. One of the fans had a helmet. I don't know if he generally wears that.
He
just
looked like
around
he was about
town,
ready to go to battle, I suppose.
You know what? Maybe it's for his own safety. Maybe it's he was feeling the war.
Yeah.
But yes, very tense moments.
Okay, well, I'll kind of set the scene for those uninitiated. It is the ELSEY administration versus the MUNDELL Army. Everything in 2025, from the middle of 2025, built up to this moment. And there was a rules of engagement. A point system was implemented. Whoever wins a match gains a point. It's a pretty easy point system. Whoever picks up the most points by the end of the Civil War gains control of the company. So each show is a battleground for who can control the company by the end of the calendar year. So it is crazy. And by the way, Nico Suave, welcome in. Good to see you as always. But we got to get things started. the King Gringo coronation and celebration. King Gringo, the first of his name, Lord of West Texas Wrestling and protector of the realm, christened a new undisputed SCP championship. The sneak peek was revealed this past Sunday.
You're pretty good, Tyler.
The official reveal occurred during the coordination. So, I mean, give us kind of the inside scoop of kind of all what went down, Lee.
Well, to be honest, the Hangover, the name of the show is a little bit appropriate today. We had a party befitting of a king last night for Gringo. There, stuff was everywhere, body parts, alcohol, you name it. There was all sorts of stuff going on. So the backstage scoop, I'll take you a little bit behind the curtain.
Sure.
Gringo, you know, very humble and as you know, very gracious king, and who we are all, you know, very thankful to have. Sorry, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very excited. The people not so excited, for whatever reason.
No. Well, given the fact that the Lubbock crowd has hated El Gringo Loco since, oh my gosh, since the beginning of SCP, all the way back, oh gosh, about 14 years ago. So yeah, and even before that, when he was in Amarillo, he was not very well liked. Even though with time, I gained an appreciation for Gringo just because, you know, he wins by any means necessary. He is, and he's also, like, if you got a really good zinger for him, chances are his zinger is going to be twice as hurtful. So,
yeah, a lot of the people that were, you know, dishing it out, because I had a lot of rude comments thrown my way last night, they're not willing to take it. They get very upset. And like you were just saying, you have to have thick skin in this business. Gringo is as close to bulletproof as a person as you can be.
yeah.
It's very hard to, you know, to pierce the armor of the king, especially when he has so many loyal subjects waiting to fall on the sword for him.
Right. Yeah.
And as you know, I entitled myself not only, you know, host of last night's show, I was the cape carrier as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled double duty last night, and it was an honor.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Well, the ceremony was all well and good until it was interrupted by Los Carnales. Emilio Guzman, TJ Mundell, a returning TJ Mundell. And then TJ decides to, you know, of course, you know, things happen along the way. And both men had to pivot to keep the rules of engagement, to keep everything from kind of going to hell in a handbasket. And
you're talking of the snowstorm that they blamed on Rick Elsie, correct?
yeah, Snowstorm Rick.
How funny.
Oh.
Rick can now control the weather. Basically, anything that can be blamed on Rick will, from the unwashed, and I underline and bold that, unwashed masses. I'm sure the gas price spike is somehow blamed on Rick Elsie.
Mm-hmm.
You never know with these people and what they're going to come up with.
Yeah. Hey, Nico, to answer your question, is this wrestling shown on YouTube? Yes, it is. You can look up Squared Circle Pro and then TJ. So T as in Tom, J as in Jerry, Mundell, Mundell. So there you go. That should pop up probably within the next day or so. Because I do know that it does get put up on YouTube. So the ceremony was interrupted, and then the whole shebang kind of goes down with a returning Damo McCullough. The top hand returns after a near year-long absence. Yeah, and just kind of to set the give some context to Damo's return. The top hand never received a rematch after dropping the SCP Championship to Phoenix back in Tornado Slam back in last May. Like I said, almost a year ago since we'd seen McCullough. And due to Phoenix's absence and injury, McCullough's making good on his rematch privilege. So that was booked for later on in the night after the West Texas Tag Team Championship cage match between La Migra and Los Canales was moved to Tornado Slam. So if you are in the Lubbock area, the South Plains, in May, be sure to check out the show. Yeah, who doesn't love a cage match between two?
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, two teams that have been locked into a blood feud for as long as I can recall. So
it's gonna be brutal. I tell you what.
Yeah,
I'm on my way to make some negotiations.
Oh,
for Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm doing a bit of work on my end here.
Okay.
I won't disclose, but like I was in the middle of it. I did want to join you, however.
Sure.
But that's okay. I can multitask as I showed last night with the cape.
Yeah.
But yes, Emilio, very entitled and very and he pandered as he usually does, and the Carnales usually do. When they came out last night, pandered to the sycophants out there in the audience, and it was just, vintage Guzman, as you can see, just wants the spotlight for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't capitulate. He will always want the spotlight for himself, no matter what is going on, where we are, and even if it's a coronation for a king that he wasn't invited to,
right?
He'll still, he'll want that spotlight, and that's what he did. But I know he has a rightful shot at the SCP Championship. He just doesn't. He doesn't have a rightful shot to show up wherever, he deems fit.
Right. So to feed into that, what happened was Emilio was handed a handicap match against Zach Morg and Lau. So two very dangerous individuals. Zach Morg, we haven't seen in a while. I feel like he's kind of night and day compared to last time I saw him. And Lau, you just never know about Lau. Lau is a very scary man. He has the hair down, he has the face paint, he has the mist, and he moves slow and deliberate. And yeah, he gives me, and especially Chris Williamson, the heebie-jeebies.
And I'll tell you this, yeah, especially Chris, yeah, Chris got a little taste of that.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, Lau is, as you see him out there, is just that same way backstage. You'll be standing there one moment and the next he's behind you, just staring into the void, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what goes on in his head, but as soon as he gets in that ring, he means business. Now, this is not the same as Sean Lau, the outlaw warrior that we've come to know it in other areas of Texas. This is the entity that resides within the husk of Lau.
Okay.
So it's a little different.
Okay. So he turns into a completely different person once he walks in that door at Jake's.
It seems like, yes. So it's hard to read, it's in the regular Sean Lau. It's almost like he doesn't know that that's happening.
Right.
It's like he doesn't know of the existence of the creature, almost, or he just doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that makes sense because I've met Sean behind the scenes, like at other places. Wonderful guy, down to earth guy, very personable. And then once he shows up to Jake's, he is completely, he is not like I said for Zach Morgan the last time I saw him, night and day. And it's like you don't want to go up to him. It's like somebody that's having a bad day, and you feel like if you're going to, go up, that they're having a bad day, and then you go up. You don't want to go up to them just because you feel like you're gonna make that bad day even worse, and you're gonna pay for it. So.
Perhaps it's the stink demons of Jake's back room that possess Sean Lau. Because, like you said, and in most other areas, he is a fairly amiable gentleman. And now, here's my question. Since we're on the subject of Sean, this is something I've posed to Rick. Is the entity, since he's on our side, on the ELSEA side, with the regular Sean, would he be on Mundell's army, because he doesn't, he seems to fight for, whatever he deems honor. So that's my question is, are we getting 100% of this man, or are we getting the 50 part that's the demon, and does the other 50 part, where do his loyalties lie?
Right. Yeah, like
he's an enigma.
Yep, an enigma wrapped up in a mystery, wrapped up in another enigma. I always say.
There you go.
So
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to digest. So the open.
I just meant that's a lot to say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a mouthful. So the opening match originally was going to be Jeb Bingham versus the certified go-getter Draven Reeves. Jeb was unable to be there. Not really much of an explanation. Maybe he got hurt. We don't know. If he is kind of under the weather, hopefully he gets back. So in his place comes Jamie Hawley, who's very vintage, very old school, like reminiscent of the old-timey strongmen that you would see like in the circus. So
you keep going. I have to text Rick really quick.
Sure, you betcha. Okay, so Jamie Hawley and Draven have a really good match. And Hawley is very, he's known for having very strong hands. He has, he can crush apples with his hands. He can tear phone books. He is a tough guy, and he calls himself a true Texan. And the reason being is he is from Tarleton State University, where the mascot is appropriately named the Texans. So, what happens is that Hawley comes up with the win. He wins. I mean, we'll give away spoilers. We're just we're recapping the show. We are so despite his victory, he gets a beat down. And that's what transitions into the next match. It transitions into Brian Rivera's open challenge, which evolved into a 6-man tag team match between Baby Samoa, Jordan Slade, the current Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 champion, and G5 against Brian Rivera, JP Nitro, and Aaron Harms. And before I go too far forward here, all right, I'll bring you back. There we go. We'll get you back, Lee. There we are. Before I go too far, that makes me kind of wonder, did Jamie Hawley earn himself a title shot against Draven Reeves?
You know, I know that I had a very confused co-host last night. He called out some of the wrong names.
He did.
He called Tyler Spears Nico North.
On the pre-show, yeah, that was rough.
He called Mateo some Spanish gibberish that he made up. He likes to think that he's a well-traveled man. I think he's a bit of a fool. Another thing he claimed was that, you know, that match was for the title. And you know, that match wasn't for a championship. No, it was a non-title match. So he was a bit confused, my guy, last night.
Yeah.
But you're right. It could earn him a shot in the future.
So is that Lee XL commentating on the mic in the video intro from last night? That was a combination of me, Cromwell Davenport, and Chris Williamson. So Lee was one of the co-hosts along with Josh Ryan, and it's Josh Ryan that Lee's kind of poking fun at now because, well,
I'm just stating facts.
Yeah. Well, when you call Tyler Spears Nico North, when Nico North is like kind of, you've been in the same building with Nico North for like the last several hours preparing for the show, you'd figure you would do a little more research. I mean, at least I know what Nico North looks like, so.
Yeah, and he says that they look alike. That was why, you know, he made a bunch of excuses. And I just think that maybe his time needs to come to an end. You know, SCP is getting a little crowded, and he said he's been doing it about as long as I've, you know, back when I was starting my modeling career. Or he said some video game thing, whatever he was talking about. And he's right. He's been doing it for a long time. Doesn't necessarily mean he's the best at it. Just because you're doing it for so long, maybe it's time to let the young guns take over. Maybe it's time to let somebody a bit prettier and a bit more, how do you put it, entertaining, take over that job. Somebody who doesn't get his tongue tied and confused. But yeah, he was doing some pandering as well last night, Josh Ryan. I tried to extend my friendship, you know, just kind of to bury the hatchet.
Sure.
I tried to get him the vintage 90s hat, you know, that matched my shirt.
Yeah.
You know, because I would wear it, you know, I would have worn it. But it's hideous, and I figured it kind of matched, you know, what Josh had going on.
So you feel like it kind of hid the features a little bit? Because, I mean...
I think so. I think he's the kind of guy who would wear that kind of hat, yeah.
Especially back in 2000, right?
Oh, yeah. You could see him as an extra and Can't Hardly Wait. Yeah. I could just see it.
Oh, yeah. Well... I'm not gonna...
Maybe a little old for that crowd.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick any sides here because I was brought in to be right down the middle.
Sure, and you do a great job over there.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Chris, not so much.
Yeah. Well, Chris and Cromwell, they have their sides because they were used to the status quo, and then... You know, with me coming in the booth, I mean, I get along with both gentlemen. I think highly of both of them. I feel like we've done really well, but I also had a case of Murphy's Law, you know, to where I was getting blown out in one side of the headset. I didn't hear anything on the other side of the headset, and I couldn't hear my partner, and I couldn't hear myself. And I'm not trying to, like, shift blame to the production crew. I mean...
you should.
Well... I
You
feel
should. Mundell should have taken care of that.
yeah, and I talked to
That's his
TJ.
side.
I talked to TJ afterwards. He told me, he was like, "Hey, the feed came in great. You guys sound great, but I gotta also hear myself and my partner so I can be able to work with my partner to be able to call matches like we were brought in to do." I was very but I was very thankful about the feedback I received, because yeah, that was it. Well, it's also been a minute since I've been in the saddle too, so just kind of addressing that elephant in the room about the commentary. It was a great show. Probably one of the best.
You seem to have saddled up well. Yeah, I tried to jump on with you, and then that idiot Chris, I should have snatched the headset off of his greasy head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna try to jump on with you, and yeah, you're having some technical difficulties, so I get that for sure. I like to stay busy at the shows.
Absolutely.
I like to provide my services. However, I'll do announcing. I'll do the hosting. Like I said, I'll do the cape carrying. Really kind of a jack of all trades. I like to lend my talents, however, and I maybe one of these days we'll get to call a match again together.
Yeah. Because we did that, and I felt like we worked really well as a team. I mean,
sure.
They left the mic on during intermission, and we went on a tangent about the Superman movie. So
that's right.
Yeah, it was really fun. So we're transitioning into Brian Rivera's open challenge, which kind of evolved into a 6-man tag. Baby Samoa, Jordan Slade, and G5 took the win over Brian Rivera, JP Nitro, and Aaron Harms. I think there was some shenanigans that went on too, if I remember correctly. I mean, I'd have to grab my notes, but
there are shenanigans, yeah. Just a little bit. I mean, but at the end of the day, what really matters in the on the scoreboard in the win column is that one that we received. Due to there was a little bit of arguing, and I was kind of I didn't want to address this, but at the same time I'm excited to talk about the G5 Jordan Slade of it all.
By all means.
Did you want to get into that, or are you?
Yeah, I could talk about that a little bit. So, like, to kind of paint the picture of what kind of transpired after the end of the match, is that during a Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 show, if I remember correctly, and Lee, feel free to just, and feel free to, turn the car around if needed for me. There was a clip from Richie Wong that, and Richie, Richie likes to show up to shows with a camera, and hey, by all means, do film portions of the show, but sometimes Richie gets he wants to be a little too involved sometimes.
Yeah, he definitely does. He thinks he's part of the show. He's not. That's what I was trying to get to everybody.
Right.
Head last time.
So he videoed he had a video of Mateo Elfeo and G5 interacting with one another. Just I think some friendly banter kind of behind the scenes. And it really made the ELSEA administration kind of question G5's motives with the within the team, within the organization. So what happened, and I'll paint more of I'll provide more context, because this needs more context. So going into the Comic-Con event,
show.
Yeah, the event. G5 was the inaugural, and he was the Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 champion going in. He lost to Mateo Elfeo before Jordan Slade cashed in and defeated Mateo Elfeo to basically, switch hands. And it was a lot. It was basically like a game of hot potato. And Jordan Slade ended up kind of coming out the big winner in that one. But afterwards, it looked like G5 and Mateo El Feo, they were chummy.
A little too chummy.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and say what happened, and I'll tell you my version.
Sure. So yeah, like what happened was Rick and the ELSEA administration confronted G5 about, hey, what the heck is going on here? And Rick and G5 get into a war words, and it comes to putting their hands on one another. And you just don't put your hands on Rick ELSEA. You just don't. So, yeah, what happened from there was, well, I think there was a chair involved. G5 getting beat down, and yeah, I mean, allegiances were switched, just like that. So, by the way, before you jump in, Nico adds in, if these people would shut their moisturized mouths for 5 seconds, hilarious. So he's giving you props.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Unmoisturized. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I heard, somebody asked me to moisturize their mouth. That was a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
not going
right
there. But so about the G5 of it all, Fatal Attraction, you had a champion in G5 going into it.
Mm-hmm.
G5 lost to Mateo. G5 then saw his friend cash in an opportunity, which Jordan Slade, G5's friend, won fair and square. You can cash in at any time. Very money in the bank-esque rules.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Slade did so. Jordan Slade won the championship. And instead of celebrating with a friend, G5 threw a fit at ringside at Fatal Attraction in February. He didn't celebrate. He left angry. Came back through that curtain livid.
Mm-hmm.
When I thought, you're supposed to have your friends back. You're supposed to be like, hey, man, good job. And I think that he harbored that resentment for a long time, which is what we saw the results in the video of Mateo and him shaking hands. And you saw he pointed the gun, not at Mateo. He was pointing that gun at Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what they were so angry about in the video. Now, that's something that they won't tell you. G5 called his shot. He called out a hit. He likes to consider himself the Punisher. The last gun of West Texas got gunned down last night for his selfishness and his his inability to have a friend in Jordan Slade and congratulate a friend.
Okay.
And you can't just go around fraternizing with the enemy. These are times of war, So we took that personally in the ELSEA administration. And he did, like you said, put his hands on Rick. It's a no-no. Big no-no. Baby Samoa saw to that.
Yeah. Okay.
He's lucky he didn't get the rest of the administration beating him down.
Yeah. It could have gotten ugly really quick. So unmoisturized, Tyler. I think that was a Freudian slip on my part. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Let's see. And then afterwards, Amelia Guzman defeats not one but two monsters in Zach Morg and Lau. A miscommunication between Morgan and Lau allowed Amelia to take the win. That was a mouthful.
Yeah, but you got through it.
Yeah, somehow, some way. Amelia is on the hot seat right now as he is chasing. He's on a hot streak right now, not on the hot seat. He's chasing King Gringo for the SCP Championship. I think it's going to be a matter of time before Guzman and Gringo could cross paths. I think it's going to be eventual. However, I do feel like McCullough is definitely in the title picture. We'll get to their segment later on in this show. Does this wrestling come to Houston? I believe Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 is coming to Houston.
So it's going to be a Dallas.
It's
show.
Dallas. That's right. That's Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Dallas. Okay.
And that's coming up. Honestly, that's coming up very soon, in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. So it's going to be a matter of time before Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 invades Houston. If they can get into Dallas, they can definitely get into Houston. So yeah,
as the general manager, I do have some say. I could pull some strings and figure out our way to Houston. I'm sure it won't be very, difficult for Phoenix to do, since really all he does now is the paperwork and everything, since he's out of active competition. Due to the unforeseen injury, or as Rick called him last night, a cripple, which a lot of people didn't seem to take too kindly to it.
Yeah.
I was out there when that was said, and anger, lots of anger, palpable anger.
Yeah, it was nuclear.
Yes.
Very, very nuclear.
Well, the people in the area love Phoenix, and myself as well. He's who can deny a daddy like Phoenix? It's just, we don't see eye to eye. We don't have the same politics, I guess you can call it. We don't see the wrestling business the same. But that doesn't mean that I don't have some respect for the man. He's also a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Of mine, as I'm a big part of 101.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been in a bit of a mentor role, as well as Brian Rage, who you mentioned, which I'm surprised he found friends for the match. He found Aaron Harms and he found JP Nitro. JP got thrown around quite a bit last night, looking in great shape. Is JP. He's been putting in a lot of time at the gym. I spoke to him last night, did a bit of investigative journalism. Like I said, jack of all trades, and he's looking in great shape, looking faster, he's looking leaner.
Yeah.
Feels better. And speaking of great shape, there's Aaron Harms. Now,
shoulders like boulders.
Get into that. Yeah, shoulders like boulders. We'll get into that as well. And I'm setting you up, man. This is a perfect time. So Aaron Harms, the former South Plains champion, he is well known around the area.
Okay.
And last night he stood on the side of Brian Rage. However, didn't turn out that way at the end of the night, when G5 decided to switch allegiances, as you put it.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is the Civil War after all. It's brothers against brothers, and it is it's a very deep division between. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to switch sides. I feel like it's only the beginning.
Harms got a little chair crazy last night.
He did. He grabbed, I think, chairs on 2 occasions, if I remember correctly. At least 2.
He hit 3 different people.
Oh, okay.
With chairs.
Right.
Hit G5, hit Nico North, hit Mateo Alfeo.
Right, and we'll get into that. So due to the disqualification brought about by Aaron Harms' chair shot, Mateo Alfeo took the 5th spot in the 6-pack challenge for the SCP Golden Spread Heritage Championship.
Very new championship.
Very new. It was introduced. It covers Texas, New Mexico, I believe
Colorado.
Oklahoma, and Kansas. So it's got a very wide reach to it.
It does, yeah. So anybody within those areas, they can challenge for the championship. It doesn't have to be within the confines of Squared Circle Pro. It can be anywhere, any promotion. It could be in somebody's backyard, which a lot of these idiots like to compete in these backyard wrestling matches with the fluorescent light tubes and the weed whackers and whatnot. So, I mean, I guess if that's how they want to go, it can really be defended anywhere. And this six-pack challenge included Helix Sunrise, the returning Helix Sunrise, very exciting competitor. Interesting boots. I'm gonna have to talk to him about his fashion.
Sure.
I was enjoying it, last night. It had Aaron Harms, the aforementioned Aaron Harms.
Yep.
It had Tino Valentino, Ryan Justice, and two competitors to be named, which you named one, Mateo Feo. He goes in to the six-pack challenge later on in the night. And the sixth slot to be taken by one of the kids, being Cisco Kid and Jesse the Kid James.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to get into that, we can. That was a bit of a lot of chicanery involved in that contest.
Right. But I mean, after all the dust settled, yes, Cisco Kid was the final entrant into the Golden Spread Heritage Championship six-pack. Getting past Jesse the Kid James, limited edition Jesse the Kid James, if I can be a little more prim and proper.
Sure.
Yeah. So you're saying there was more shenanigans as well. I know I saw some shenanigans, but you're painting a really good picture. So I'm not going to derail that by any means.
No, yeah, and you know what? And just to be a little bit like how you are, I will say Cisco is impressive. I wish that he were, fighting for the right side. But he scored one for the Mundell Army last night, and that win against Jesse, kind of shocking. I don't know if you would consider it an upset. We haven't seen Cisco a lot on the winning end of things in Squared Circle Pro, but he seems to be on the rise, and he's that sixth man in the inaugural Golden Spread Championship six-pack challenge. I don't know if you want to get into that six-pack challenge right now. It ended the show.
Yes, it was the main event.
Which, hell of a main event.
Yeah. As it should. And we'll actually get into that here. We'll actually jump out of that for right now. But, that leads into intermission. And then once we got back from intermission, it was the Squared Circle Pro Championship, the newly christened Undisputed SCP Undisputed Championship between Demo McCullough, the top hand, and King Gringo. Plenty of rough bumps were had, which led to a disqualification from Gringo. Now, while McCullough did win the match, Gringo remained king. But on the flip side, I don't think we've seen the last of McCullough either. So, a lot of moving parts, a lot of refs taking bumps.
Sure. And you want to talk about fashion. I hope we've seen the last of McCullough's cowboy hat. I think that's come and gone. I think cowboy hats are passe. I think they're a fashion faux pas. I know that, Texas likes to, wear them and say that it's for certain reasons. They just like the aesthetics. And honestly, that's enough. Like, I've had enough cowboy hat to last me a lifetime. Every time I step into that state, I see it. And I will say one thing, and it might be a little controversial. I noticed that the biggest crybabies wear cowboy hats, and McCullough, you know, we're gonna see him crying real soon, I'm sure, for a shot at the SCP championship, feeling that he deserves it. You know, we'll see where it takes us, and how often he's gonna come back, or you know, if he's gonna go lose his smile again and hide his head in his hat. We'll see when McCullough comes back. And, you know, maybe if he drops the hat and gets a little bit of fashion sense, we can welcome him with open arms into the administration. If he just kind of, maybe he needs some time to think about it.
Sure. I didn't even know this existed. Tyler, were you at the show last night? Oh, gosh, I caught a hiccup. I was in the commentary booth. So that's where I was.
He had the faulty headset due to, old TJ's handiwork.
Yeah,
he needs to get on it, TJ.
I'm just gonna play neutral party. I felt bad for. I felt like I let a lot of people down. But I am thankful for Chris and Cromwell for really making the show's commentary sound as best as it could. But and I'll be honest, they carried me. So yeah, like I don't have any fault towards anybody. I'm just like, it was just a case of Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen. Especially in the wrestling business, because I know for a fact that, it shouldn't even be like Murphy's Law. It should be more like Tyler's Law, because what could happen to Tyler will happen to Tyler. And that's exactly what happened, at SCP Collision Course. So I just, I kind of felt bad on the drive home, but woke up and flushed it the next day. So and
they should call you Too Nice Tyler. You are too nice. You need to lay blame at someone else's feet. That was literally not your fault.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's neither here nor there. You know, the show, I believe it went off without a hitch. It ended in spectacular fashion, if we want to get into that.
It did.
Now, that 6-pack challenge that it all led up to for the Golden Spread. Now, we could talk about the scoreboard at this point in the night.
Right.
We had Cisco scoring for the Mundell Army.
Mm-hmm.
We had Brian Rage's team lose one for the Mundell Army. So it was 1-1 that we had. Well, the opener, let's talk about the pre-show a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
You know, the opener was a little slept on. I believe the people were a little sleepy.
Okay.
One of the worst crowds in SCP history last night. It took them a while to ramp up. They didn't come in the door ready. They disrespected my I like to call him a friend. He doesn't seem to think that we're friends. Tyler Spears.
Mm-hmm.
They disrespected him, and Deshaun, they didn't give him any proper, attention or response. They seem to be sitting on their hands.
Right.
Just kind of, for lack of a better term, shitting on the pre-show match. I guess really what they need is they need somebody to tell them that they're idiots, and they seem to like it. So that's really the only way you can get a reaction out of them, is if you insult their intelligence. Let's talk about the fans a little bit. A lot of offensive and unruly people. There was a mother and her son. I don't know their names. It doesn't really matter. But they were obnoxiously loud in the front row, just saying the worst things. And she's using insane language in front of her son. B, she took him to a bar. And he's about, I assume, 14, from the look of it. I don't know how old he is. I don't really care. Not telling her how to parent. But it's just a bad look. And you know, I wasn't a fan of those people. There were some people in the crowd, and like I said, I referred to them as the crack-headed couple. Or can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
In the corner, just kind of shouting insults and not really, you know, doing anything with action, but with words. There was a fool with shorts that were way too short. And of course, Richie was there. Just a whole hodgepodge of horrible last night in that crowd. We just need to step it up. I need to make some calls.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's getting kind of bad. And with the patrons of Jake's.
Okay.
It's not a good look, I will say. However, we can get into the main event.
Yes, the main event.
I just wanted to address the atmosphere.
Got you. The main event for the Golden Spread Heritage Championship. A recovering Cisco Kid versus Keelix Sunrise, Aaron Harms versus Mateo Eofeo versus Ryan Justice versus Tino Valentino. So the 6-pack challenge is kind of interesting. It starts off as a triple threat, and then as soon as there is an elimination, then another entrant enters, and then it starts as a triple threat. It ends like a triple threat, and
we do things a little differently at Squared Circle Pro.
Yeah, it's very unique, and kind of keeps me like, it keeps the wheels churning a little bit upstairs in my head.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think, you know, 6-packs can become clusterfucks. This keeps it from being so, and this keeps it a little more fair, a little more down the middle. I'm all for it. I don't agree with a lot of, you know, the things that go on with the SCP management, but I do agree that that's the way to go about a 6-pack. We may see more innovative match types down the pipeline.
Right. I mean, in my time in knowing Rick ELSEY, it'll be a matter. I mean, it's been done before in Squared Circle Pro with the human chess tournament, which is always a banger. That one's so good.
Sure.
And then there's also variation.
Could see a return.
Yeah, there's also a variation of cage matches. There's variations of 6-man tags. There's all sorts of variations, and it's all got its own unique spin to it. So that's why you always have to tune in and see what's going on at SCP, because I mean, there's already a tag team championship cage match booked for Tornado Slam. So like, it
was booked for this.
It was originally booked for this show, yes, and then it got moved back.
And the tag team champions, like I said, they're busy men. I said this online, but I will disclose it here. There are rumors of them landing a movie deal.
Oh,
that's neither here nor there. We will, you know, see if that's something, and you know, that's really what SCP is all about, is elevating talent and showing off the talents of others. And if Hollywood comes knocking, they're going to answer, you know, so, and I don't blame them for doing so if that is the case.
Yeah.
But that is the rumor of why they weren't there.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have my inside sources.
Okay. I mean, Lee, you're a very connected guy. I mean, hey, you know your fair share of representatives from like L'Oreal and Dove and...
Oh, yeah. Got into some German connections fairly recently.
Okay.
Where I got the hat from. Like I said, just because I don't think it's, you know, fashion doesn't necessarily mean that it's not. But I mean, you know, Josh doesn't have an eye for that. He comes out wearing a shirt that's way too big, probably his grandpa's slacks or something. Like he so I mean, no accounting for taste there, but I did try, to extend that
Sure.
German engineered hat. But yeah, the 6-pack challenge. Sorry,
Yes.
we're getting
Yeah,
oh no, we were talking about the tag team.
Yeah, we were talking about the main event. So it whittles down.
Well, before you get into that,
sure.
There was a ruling from TJ, a big ruling. It's a loser leaves at Tornado Slam.
Oh, okay.
I believe is what was announced.
Okay.
With the Carnales and I don't know if you heard that or not.
I have not. So
is
it between Los Carnales and La Migra?
That is what I heard.
Okay. Alrighty.
But go ahead and get into it.
Sure.
I'm going to change scenery.
Okay.
If you'll excuse me a moment.
You betcha.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so the match whittles down to Ryan Justice and Tino Valentino. There's a crucial part of the match where, I mean, and it was a banger, as expected from Ryan Justice, who was on last week's Unfiltered. We had him on, so shout outs to Ryan Justice. It comes down to Paula Fate, the kind of the lieutenant to Rick ELSEY, coming down to ringside and intervening. Initially offering a weapon to Ryan Justice. Now, Ryan and Paula, they've known each other for a very long time. So yeah, like they've known each other for quite some time. They've had history with one another. Justice refuses the weapon, and it gets set aside. It's in the middle of the ring, and Tino Valentino takes advantage of the situation. As anybody that has as much experience as Tino Valentino has, I mean, they were pulling out all the stops. There was Poetic Justice, which is Ryan's main signature move, against the Earth Cake, which is Valentino's signature move. Which is basically a hip attack with a moonsault. It's a standing moonsault, which is really pretty, by the way. And Poetic Justice, fantastic. But Valentino takes advantage of the situation, decks Ryan Justice in the back of the head with the megaphone, and Tino Valentino becomes the inaugural Golden Spread Heritage champion. So while that win goes over to the Mundell Army, so by the end of the night, it's 5-1 Mundell Army. Because of all of the chaos surrounding people switching sides, just because there's just a lot of moving parts with the SCP Civil War. There's secret deals being made. There's, maybe there's the allure of being on the winning side. And while TJ's coalition, they have an early 5-1 advantage, the ELSEY administration ends up holding all of the championships. So I feel like it's still very even. It is, I mean, while the Mundell Army, there we go. The Mundell Army has a sizable advantage. A 4-match advantage, which can easily be erased at the next show, Tornado Slam. There's still plenty of room for the ELSEY administration to easily gain back lost ground. So there's you never know what's going to happen. Like I said, I think before, and even kind of leading up to the show, it's so early in the game. It's like for anybody that's familiar with football or sports like I am, this is just like, it is only like the first quarter. And it's not even really the first quarter. It's more like the first stanza, because you have Tornado Slam, you have a July show, you have a September show, and then you have a November show. And it's all going to lead up to November. It's all going to lead up to that point. And I believe that I can hold the belief that in the meantime, like let's say a Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101 show, there's still going to be moving parts involved. You never know. Along with BCW, I mean, the Squared Circle Pro Civil War is going to bleed in to other promotions. It's going to bleed into BCW. It's going to bleed into Lubbock Pro Wrestling 101. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot more I'm just holding on to my seat, because this is just, it's only going to be a matter of time before, more people switch sides or more things happen. So yeah, it's a crazy time. And then Lee, welcome back. It looks like you just got yourself all spruced up.
I had to get changed into my house attire. I'm done with my errands.
Okay. My goodness, over the span of an hour, you go run errands for Rick, and then you're back into the humble abode.
Oh yeah, no, I like to get the work done. There's no place I'd rather be than home.
Sure.
I really enjoy just being comfortable and away from the unwashed masses and just all of the filth that comes with it. So I've become a bit of a homebody recently, especially since the pandemic and everything happened and all the grossness.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, what's so crazy though, Lee, is that I had a good friend of mine that I had on for Crash Out Connoisseurs not too long ago, that I'm bringing on next week for Unfiltered. So nice, easy plug for the next episode of Unfiltered. Lord Diaz will be on Easter Sunday. We'll talk more than just lolcows like PWR. We'll talk about pro wrestling, YouTubing, just experience, real life stuff. We'll exchange
That's cool.
stories.
I'll be sure to check that out.
Yes, absolutely, and we'd love to have you. But it's. Yeah, I mean, I think as I was saying, this is just the beginning. I feel like there's a lot more that's going to happen.
There is. Yes, and I know we have stuff planned. If you thought that Rick's tricks were over, you haven't seen the last of it. War has some dirty games in it, and Rick is as dirty as they come, and he is pulling all stops. He is ready. He's not pulling any punches. If you want to bring War to his doorstep, if you're trying to DoorDash War to him, he will devour it.
Well, they say all is fair in love and war, and I think Cromwell said it best when I brought up all's fair in love and war. War is hell. It really is. So, yeah, it's going to be unpredictable. That's why I tell people, go to these shows. These are shows that you don't want to miss. Not only will
it's hard to it's hard to catch people up on things that they've missed if you're not there experiencing it, because there's so much that can happen.
Yes.
There's, like idiots in banana suits can show up. People get hurt at these shows. People. It's not a sport for the weak, for sure. As we saw with Phoenix last night, bumps, bruises. People were coming back with just red, raw bodies, black eyes. It just destroyed knees. I think I saw Lloyd just kind of laying in the entranceway after his recoil encounter. So like,
Right.
it can be hell, and we could lose a few along the way. So like you said, anything can happen. It's gonna be intense.
Yeah. Now we forgot to mention recoil coming out and basically taking names and hitting people with a kendo stick.
I saw him in the crowd during intermission. I thought he was a hobo fella. Turns out it was just recoil, and he did not have a scheduled match. So I don't know what he was doing there. Honestly, we should have banned him from the building. He comes in swinging that cane like an idiot. Could hurt somebody, you know.
Yeah.
Which I mean, somebody in the audience, which would be such a big loss. But
right.
I mean,
Yeah. It is.
They're so nice.
It is what it is. I mean, it is. But that's. But I don't know. I mean, for $10 in this economy, it's definitely bang for your buck.
In this economy, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are we signing off, Tyler? Are you giving us the go home?
Am I twirling the finger and telling us to go home? I don't know. I mean, is there anything else big that we need to bring up, Lee?
So I will plug our show.
Yeah.
In Dallas coming up for 101. That's the next. That's the next place you're going to catch us. We're going to be at the bodybuilding competition. It's a great opportunity for all of our people and our show that's been taken on the road. We have a new setup. It's going to be great. Lubbock Pro 101 is growing. We're growing in numbers, and the people that we have coming to train with us is just kind of doubled since I've been there, because I've been there for a while now. People are wanting to join up, and whether their agenda be to join either side of the war, whatever, there's quite a few, and Lubbock Pro is on the come up, and I will say that.
I agree
with the utmost sincerity. And so watch out for us in our shows coming up. SCP will be back to Jake's in May for Tornado Slam. Looking forward to that. I'm working on a new line of clothes, and I will disclose also, I may or may not have a calendar coming out in the near future. I'm working on that as well. That's for my own personal. Yeah. And you could look out for that at merch tables coming soon. I know that the fools like to flock to the merch tables. I see them at intermission and everything. And that's a big part of the shows, that we like to bring the experience to the fans and just kind of, give them whatever it is they want, whether or not they want to scream every insult possible. We like to give them a good experience and an escape, really. So 101 and SCP, big partners. I just want to plug the administration and ELSEY for a great show.
Yeah.
And you, Tyler, I appreciate you having me on.
Oh, you betcha.
You could find me on my socials, I'm Lee XL Model on, well, does Twitter count anymore? Do we call it Twitter? We call it X.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
By the way, Lee, I had another one of our wonderful regulars come in. Shout out to B Young. He complimented you. He called you Jason Momoa.
Oh, wow.
If you don't see it, B Young, he's fanning himself. He's flattered.
A little flattered. Yeah, he's a pretty guy. I like to, regardless of gender, I recognize pretty.
Yeah. So,
oh, yeah.
Funny enough, like Jason Momoa was actually was from he attended high school in Iowa. So he was from my neck of the woods. He was more so from Des Moines, where I was from more around north central Iowa. So yeah, we can claim Jason Momoa. My gosh, I can't English today. We can claim Jason Momoa as our own. He is definitely an Iowan. So
there you go.
Yeah.
That's how they make them down there in Iowa.
Yeah.
Like Momoa and the Liger Man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not. I'm not a. You're
not too bad looking yourself.
Yeah. I'm okay. I rate myself a hard 4 on a good day.
There you go.
But I believe I think we were supposed to have someone come in, and I was.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think he's been trying to get in for a little while now. He hasn't popped in yet. He was supposed to pop in any minute.
If you want me to, I could play the saxophone for Who Could It Be Now.
Oh,
if you want
could.
me to spell it.
Well, if it's we got to watch out because of royal. We got to watch out because of copyrights. Yeah, YouTube is kind of.
Yeah, you get a 20-second. Is that right?
Yeah, you get 20 seconds if you're lucky. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's okay.
We could we can wait. I'm kind of anxious to see who it is now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm anxious too. I know they reached out to me during the show and they were like, "We got to show up. I have to show up. I have to make my point known." So anytime Lee and I are
that sounds very familiar.
Yeah. And I think and Lee, I know you're a very intelligent person. You're going to probably put 2 and 2 together and presume correctly. So presume correctly. There we go. If I can get my English down.
No, it's all good. I understand what you're saying. I speak Liger.
Ligerese.
I speak Ligerese. It's good.
Yeah.
We can vamp about Superman still if you want.
We could. Were we talking about
the new movie, or were we talking about like Superman of old?
I think we were trying to compare the new Superman to the Christopher Reeve films. So.
Well, because I know, and you mentioned Momoa, I know that he is now going to be playing somebody different in the DC universe.
He's going to be Lobo in the upcoming Supergirl movie.
I'm not big on DC. I will say that.
Okay, so you're a Marvel guy?
I sit at my bookcase, just filled with all sorts of literature, and some of those being Marvel. I just appreciate the whole world built within Marvel, and I don't know, it's just something about the characters and their conflicts and that just interests me more than DC does. However, I did like the Superman movie. I am looking forward to the Supergirl one coming up. James Gunn, the director of the Guardians, famously Guardians of the Galaxy for Marvel, he took the helm at DC, so I know that it's in good hands, at least. And I know that this Supergirl will be pretty imaginative and awesome. for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to talk movies coming out, since we're just kind of vamping and just kind of, I know you're a big movie guy. I know there's a Super Mario movie coming out, Super
There
Mario
is.
Galaxy.
Yep.
That's coming out. It doesn't seem like things are a surprise anymore.
No.
It seems like nothing is left, because with the internet, everything's just kind of out there.
Right.
So I know that they did a Fox McCloud announcement.
Yeah, which kind of blew my mind. I was just like, Fox
Well,
McCloud,
if they had left it,
yeah.
If they had left it as a surprise, it would have been better. I think. But it's just kind of weird, and it seems like it's setting up for, like, Marvel changed the game. It's setting up for a bigger universe.
Okay.
So, like, it looks like it's going towards a big Nintendo mashup, if you will.
Right. Hey, I'm going to do something real quickly. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break.
All right.
We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and we'll be right back. I am going to navigate our special guest through some technical stuff. So let's do a little. Actually, I don't have an intermission screen. Oh gosh, dang it. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll go to the Unfiltered. Okay. Let me hop back on. Okay, all right. We have a special guest on live on the air. Live on the air, baby. So let me find my way back on. There we go. Jeez Louise. There we are. Okay. All right. Okay, Lee and I are back. And
can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Yep. Oh, got a Spider-Man stuff up. Okay. Okay. Yep, we can hear you.
Live on the air. Live on the air, baby. So let me find my way back on. There we go. Jesus. Okay. There we are. Okay.
All right. You guys ready to hear some truth?
Sure.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
So I listened to everything that you guys were talking about on the show. And I just thought that I would give my 2 cents, if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
So basically, last night, here's what the end result is. The end result is I am always 2 and 3 steps ahead of TJ Mundell. If you remember back to September, TJ's big deal was, oh my gosh, we brought Tino Valentino in, big surprise in July, so that he could team with Phoenix in the main event of Birthiversary. Well, let me tell you something. When TJ contacted Tino Valentino to come in, I had already been talking to Tino for months. So what we decided to do was we decided to go ahead and just let TJ believe that he had what he had. And when it came right down to it, the big fool in all of this, you might say, is TJ Mundell, but the bigger fool is that idiot Ryan Justice. Because he thought he was going to get the best of me. He wanted to stand in that ring at the end of November and throw F-bombs at me. Who's the dipshit now, fuckboy? Ryan Justice is a moron. And he will never, ever be smarter than me. He may be more athletic than me. He may be better capable at fighting than me, but he will never outthink me, because at the end of the day, he's just a fucking Mark wannabe. So here's the other side of it. Not only did Tino follow through on what we needed, I now have the Golden Spread Championship. One minor correction: it does not cover Colorado. It only covers New Mexico, Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma.
Okay.
But that's okay. It wouldn't take too much for us to take over Colorado as well. So, I mean, because, Colorado, what's there? I mean, bunch of stupid idiots that like to fall on glass and shit. Who cares? It's ridiculous. So now let's talk about Aaron Harms. Aaron Harms had an issue with G5. So I gave him the opportunity to have his issue with G5. You notice Aaron never tagged into that match when Baby Samoa or Jordan Slade were involved. That was by design, because we all knew where that was going. I honestly was going to wait until the six-pack challenge to reveal my plan. But because G5 put his hands on me early, Aaron took it into his, the momentum of the night into his own hands, and Aaron took G5 out so that Baby Samoa and Jordan Slade could pick those bones. And I don't know if you heard me when I leaned over G5 last night, but 6'7" doesn't look too big when it's laying flat on his fucking back. So that guy is going to learn a huge lesson, and that is, hey, buddy, you're green as grass, and we tried to give you an opportunity, and instead of taking the opportunity and towing the line, you decided to be a fucking child. Because you wouldn't have lost that title to Mateo El Feo if you'd have done what I told you to do, which was not defend your title at Fatal Attractions. You're the one who set yourself up so that somebody could cash in on that. Luckily, I'm smart enough to know there were two cash-in opportunities. Jordan Slade was the other one, and he was waiting in the wings in case Mateo El Feo succeeded in beating G5, which he did because he cashed in on the heels of a G5 match that wasn't even supposed to happen. So I saved the one-on-one championship for the ELSEY administration. G5 was the idiot who allowed himself to lose a championship. So he's not going to get mad at Jordan Slade, and he's not going to get upset if Jordan Slade tries to take a pin in a match where they're a team. All of that happened last night was G5 doing G5 things. And then the beatdown that ensued, partially that is Richie Wong's fault for exposing people's ridiculousness. That's the second time Richie has posted a video online where he has put people's lives in danger. So, yeah. You need to stay at home, Richie. Turn your camera off, play with your dog, and leave us alone, buddy, because all you do is ruin people's lives. Oh. So it is what it is, because here's the thing. At the end of the day, yes, the scorecard said Mundell 5, ELSEY 1. All of that was by design. Enjoy the lead, dude, because read the room. You're never going to beat me, man. I've got 4 more shows to rack those points up, and if you think I can't do it, you're insane. Look at what I accomplished last night. TJ almost screwed himself into the ground because his neck was reeling around so many times watching all the shit change around him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at this point, it's like a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know? He doesn't know if it's duck season or rabbit season. What is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Tornado Slam is coming up. This will be the next volley in the Civil War. You guys talked about the tag team cage match.
Mhm.
Okay. I tried to explain why I moved the cage match. I moved the cage match to ensure that Emilio Guzman got his shot. Because if they'd had that cage match at the show last night, and Carnalis did what Carnalis always does against La Migra, which is lose, Emilio Guzman would never get his shot because they'd all be gone.
Sure.
So I put the match on Tornado Slam, knowing that cage matches always end the night, to give Emilio his shot before his boys lose everything for him. I was trying to be the nice guy, but I don't ever get credit for being nice. I never get credit for being nice.
I will say you deserve it. It was difficult to hear with the idiots at ringside screaming at me. I think we need barricades similar to what they had in the pandemic era on SmackDown with the glass.
Well, I think what's going to happen is we're going to put out a hit list publicly, and we're going to, if the crowd is unruly and they screw up our crap and they don't allow us to speak, we're just going to start picking the bones of people they love one at a time. And we'll just make sure that they know that, oh, you were unruly and you were rude and you screwed up this segment because you couldn't sit there and be silent and listen. Yeah, we're going to cripple one of your buddies.
Yeah, I mean, the air horns were enough to drive all of us insane last night.
Well,
thank you, Emilio, for that.
Emilio Guzman has a special place in hell for those fucking horns.
Oh,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So fuck all that. I'm ready. Here's the thing. I give all of the LZ administration permission. You see somebody blow one of those horns, you can yank it out of their hands and you can break it in half.
Awesome.
Because to me, it's no different than a sign that you're throwing in somebody's face. You grab a sign, tear it up. You blow that horn in somebody's face, they're going to yank it out of your hands and they're going to rip it to pieces. And I don't care how much money you paid for it. Like I said, Emilio Guzman has a special place in hell for selling those horns.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
But back to the cage match. The cage match now has another stipulation because TJ threw a fit. So here's the thing. Diablo Blanco and Chris Watson are going to defend those tag team titles. And if Carnalis loses, all four of them have to leave. If La Migra loses, Watson and Diablo have to leave. And I'm going to put that down on paper because I have all of the confidence in Diablo Blanco and Chris Watson. Because here's the thing. It will be the fourth time that Carnalis has had a shot at those guys. Excuse me, the fifth time. It would be the fifth time that they've had a shot at those guys. The previous four, they've lost. So what makes me think that Watson and Diablo won't do anything more? And it's in a cage, so none of those filthy Carnalis guys like Guzman or that dipshit in a mask can get involved. Oh, by the way, how have you seen that idiot's eye today? Oh my God, he got annihilated, and it couldn't have to a nicer guy. It couldn't have happened because I'm telling you, man, that little punk deserves every bump and bruise he gets. You know, he calls himself what's his in Spanish? It translates to Ugly Matt. Is that his name, Ugly Matt? Well, we just helped make him a little uglier last night.
His finisher is face for radio, so now... at this point right now, he's got a face for janitorial work. So that's where he's at. All right.
Would you guys like a couple of scoops about Tornado Slam?
Sure.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Not only do we have the cage match, which we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do we have Emilio Guzman versus King Gringo, which we now know is definitely happening. And I would like to also point out, yes, Emilio got lucky when Lau and Morg miscommunicated and Morg took a face full of mist. But I can tell you right now, I saw him backstage and he can put out all the brave face he wants to, and he can grab a microphone and talk about how great he is and what he's going to do. That match took more out of Emilio than he wants you to believe. So, and that was the intent. Putting him in there with the monsters, all we wanted to do was chip away at him a little bit. Because Gringo's going to clean him up, and that's going to be the end of that. So, but I'll give him his match. He's definitely going to get it. Also, there is a request into my office this morning from one Jesse James.
Okay.
He has asked for Ryan Justice one-on-one at Tornado.
Oh, wow.
Slam.
Oh.
Wow.
And I can't wait to sign that contract. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that match happens, because nothing would make me happier than to watch Jesse James get a W over that fucking idiot Ryan Justice. I would absolutely love to watch that worm crawl out of that ring on his belly because Jesse the Kid James showed him up. I can't wait to sign that paperwork. Can't wait.
Okay.
Also, I can tell you this, Jeb's missing last night.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. I will say this. I'm not a huge fan of Jeb, but last night was a personal thing that he could not avoid. He could not make the show.
Sure.
So in his place, we got TJ just happened to have made, because like I said, Damo, he brought Damo in.
Mm-hmm.
Damo brought Jamie Holly with him, and so TJ put Jamie Holly in that match. So that was something that I couldn't really control, but it happened. It happened like it was. I don't know that Jamie Holly will ever be back. I honestly could care less.
Okay.
But I will tell you this. Draven still has an issue with Jeb, and if Jeb is at Tornado Slam in some form or fashion, those two are going to go at it in some way. I don't know exactly how, but they will go. But here's the other thing. I know that he's not available for May because I talked to his people last night. I sent a very angry text to his group to ask for his availability, because Damo pulling what he pulled last night, trying to come in like that, I can't wait to offer him another date to come back, and I think it may end up being July.
Oh,
wow. But when I get a chance to get Damo on another show, I can guarantee you I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that he limps home from Lubbock, Texas, or potentially gets carried out of that building.
ooh.
Awesome. Rick, I will say your intelligence knows no bounds, and you constantly surprise me. You surprised me last night with quite a few things. Like you said, the people who need to know. I consider myself not only the host and cape carrier for the champion, but I consider myself your right hand. So anything that you need going forward with the generosity that you've showed me, you name it, I've got all of the chores that you asked me to do done. Whatever you need, dry cleaning, just let me know, and I'm your guy. The Mundell Army showed their cowardice by surrounding me a couple of shows back, and I appreciate you letting me host the show last night, and I will continue to do so. In your honor and for the ELSEA administration. And I appreciate the time that you took out to give us here on the show.
Well, I have to have you at the show, dude, because I cannot have dipshit Josh Ryan with that microphone in his hand all night long, screwing crap up left and right, looking like he changed clothes behind a dumpster at Goodwill, and it just I can't handle it. Like, dude, it's called an electric razor. Like, fix your ears, dude. I don't even know how to help you. But I mean, like, at this point, he's like, if Bilbo Baggins and Dobby the Elf had a baby, it would be named Josh Ryan. So I mean, it's just ridiculous. So yeah, I need Lee XL there to raise the aesthetically pleasing profile of our pre-show. So he's absolutely. By the way, you looked like $1 million last night.
Thank you so much.
Just want to say that standing you next to Josh Ryan would be literally like looking at two plates, one full of ice cream and the other full of horse manure.
Ooh.
So I mean, it was great. It was great.
Oh, thank you so much.
And the lip gloss was just the sprinkling on the ice cream. It was amazing. Loved it.
I wanted to.
Great choice.
People were very mad. People were very mad at the lip gloss, but they just don't appreciate things like you do. So thank you for that.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate the time. I'm very, very busy. I have lots of things to get done. Just know that 5-1 may be the score, but read the room. I absolutely call last night a win, and Tornado Slam, we will flip that to be in the lead on points, and we will end the night once again with all the titles. TJ has no idea what he's done. It's going to be a great rest of the year, and at the end of the year, the ELSEA administration will stand tall, and SCP will belong to me.
Awesome. Thank you, Rick.
Okie doke.
Thank you, Lee. Thank you, Tyler. We'll be in touch.
Okay.
All right. Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP President Rick ELSEA calling into the show. Yeah, I had to kind of do some forbidden math behind the scenes to get Rick in because he was very adamant. He was like, I want to speak my, have my say. And by all means, he had his say. Don't you think, Lee?
I think so. And usually I'm there to help him with his tech work, but unfortunately I could not be there at the moment. But I'm glad that you helped out. So thank you for that.
Sure, you bet. Thank
you for having me on.
You betcha. I always appreciate you, taking time. I know sometimes Texas time can throw both of us for a loop, but hey,
sure,
it's all good.
We figure it out.
Yeah, like we always do. Okay, Lee, I think what we'll do is we'll sign off. Any other parting words for SCP Hangover?
No, just be better to the audience. Just be better. Have some more enthusiasm. Try to shower and try to be a little bit more presentable next time. And don't get in our face and don't blow those fucking horns because as you heard, we have the authority to take them. But Tyler, I do appreciate you. And for TJ Mundell, please fix this man's microphone because he knows what he's doing. He's gold.
I appreciate it, Lee. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Nico Suave, Be Young in the chat. We appreciate both of y'all. Thank you to Rick who popped on. Thanks to Lee who we navigated through the recap together. And to all those who are watching who will watch the VOD, thank you so much. Really, your interactions really help us out. And do tune in for more announcements for Tornado Slam lined up for May back in Jake's back room in Lubbock, Texas. So until next time, Lee XL, Tyler Anderson, the internet knows me as Tyler Liger, and a few more things before we go. The next Crash Out Connoisseurs is tomorrow. We are going to address Cyrax's return and another big, a couple more big announcements. Friday we'll have, oh gosh dang it. Hang in there with me, Lee. I got to do some more. I got to do some more forbidden math.
Yeah, you're good.
Let's see. I got to go dig into the. Yeah, just got to dig into something. I'm gonna have. Going to have. I know I'm having a special guest lined up for Friday, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll have another special guest lined up for Friday. Friday, more like Friday. And it'll be Good Friday. Hopefully it'll be a good Friday for both you and me. Cursed Decals will join us for a special deep dive into Tafia Chu, who's out of Albuquerque. So I'm very sorry, Lee XL. Yeah, she's very gross. I know you don't associate with very gross people like that. I know. I know. That face of disgust. I am so sorry, Lee. And then next Sunday, we'll have Lord Diaz back on the Unfiltered podcast. We're going to talk pro wrestling. We're going to talk YouTubing. We're going to just shoot the breeze for a solid 2 hours, if not more. And we might even dunk on PWR while we're at it. I'm done with my spiel. Let's get out of here. Let's enjoy the rest of the day. To everyone, enjoy the start of your new week. Until next time, we will see y'all very, very soon.